LoveLine is meant for an adult audience.
LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
Listener discretion.
You don't have to yell.
What?
You don't have to yell.
Listener discretion is advised.
Now here's LoveLine with Riki Rackman, Dr. Drew, and Adam Carolla.
Good evening and welcome to the show called LoveLine. 5 nights a week, we take your calls. We take them live. You call us at 1-800-LOVE-191. Translated, that's 1-800-568-3191. You say the phones are always busy. That's true. But you can also fax us at area code 310-854-4455. If you do fax us, please make it simple, big, bold letters. Fax to us. We'll try to answer that question. And like I said, if the phones are busy, keep on trying, because eventually they will be free. I am Riki Rackman with Adam Carolla, and joining us every single night is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a real doctor, board-certified internist and addiction medicine specialist. Translated, that means...
he can put his thumb in your butt and get away with it.
I gotta say something about that, Adam. I haven't been to like a regular doctor in a long, long time, okay?
But what happened?
No, I still haven't. I haven't gone. So I got set up with this insurance thing, and I'm gonna go see a doctor. Now, I've never had a doctor put his thumb up my...
I haven't either.
You have to have that done, though, don't you?
How old are you now?
Oh, late 20s-ish?
You're a little young for that. But if
Okay,
you were
what
in
if
your
I
late
wasn't?
30s...
Oh, I'm not in my late 30s.
Okay.
I'm not in my mid-30s.
It'll be up to the doctor and you then to decide.
So I got a couple things before.
Yeah, we'll see.
So saying, like, if you bought the guy a drink, he might do it?
No.
Yeah, inviting friends to stick their fingers up your ass to look for things wouldn't
And
work,
I
right?
promise you it will not be his thumb.
It won't.
His whole fist?
But the whole hand?
Make sure he doesn't wear a watch. Hey, we're off to a good start tonight. Let me tell you about the show. If you haven't heard it before, you're a moron. But we invite, first-timers, morons, yeah. Well, 3 are hosting, 2 out of 3 guys. If you've got any questions regarding love, regarding relationships, regarding sex, something that you just think in your back of your mind, but you're not too sure about it, call us up. 2 out of 3 guys here will give you the wrong answer. Drew will tell you what's really up, but you'll probably end up listening to us. Who's our guest tonight, Adam?
Alicia Witt.
From what TV show?
The show, Sybil, the hit TV series, Sybil.
You watch that?
Love that show.
On when?
8 o'clock Sunday nights.
That's funny. You work here 8 o'clock Sunday nights.
Yeah, but still.
You set your VCR.
I certainly do. That's what I set.
Just wanted to make sure.
She is a ray of sunshine, I gotta tell you.
She's a firecracker.
She really is. She just red hair.
Yeah.
I have theories about red-haired women, by the way, which I'll share later.
You share when she's here or after
Very
she leaves?
attractive.
After she leaves.
I'll wait till she leaves.
Okay.
First thing she said was, I heard you guys were attacking me the night I didn't show up because of some sort of problem with the limousine. She's the one that...
Which we, in turn,
denied.
blamed on Drew.
Oh, we blamed on Drew.
Right.
That's right. At first we denied it, then we blamed it on Drew.
Which is usually the... motivator. We're going to take some calls real quick, and then we're going to bring on our guest. And let's start it off with... let's talk to old Jerry from Chicago. Jerry, you're on LoveLine. What's up, Jer?
No, this is Jenny.
Jenny.
Oh, I'm sorry. What does it say right there?
Jerry.
Exactly. Your name is Jerry.
Jenny, what's up?
Did it work? Not much. I have a question for the doc.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm 20 years old. I was, sorry, I'm nervous. I became sexually active at 17, and with my first boyfriend, towards the end of the relationship, I lost sensitivity in my breasts.
Huh.
And it's weird because it's like that orgasm that just wants to come but won't, you know?
So no orgasm, no feeling in the breast.
No, it's just like it like comes and then it disappears.
The feeling in the breast?
Yeah.
Well, it maybe disappears when he moves his hand.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't go the way it's supposed to, the way it used to.
Did anything else change? Did you go on the oral contraceptive pill or anything like that?
No.
Do you use any drugs?
Yeah.
What drugs do you use?
Marijuana and speed, but it was that cheesy ephedrine stuff.
Well,
What's that?
It's,
What?
it's
Why do you say boom? You don't even know what it is.
ephedrine
No,
is
she just said she was doing drugs. That's
it's related to
that.
pseudoephedrine or Sudafed, and it's a very dangerous alpha stimulant. It's called, and certainly that could have something to do with the problem. I really can't understand how losing your virginity or being sexually active could do anything like that.
But did things change with time? I mean, there's some
Yeah.
women are really into their breasts, and they love having stuff done to their breasts.
Yeah.
Some women, they could kind of take it or leave it. What is that? How come it varies? And it doesn't
Which do you
seem to-
prefer, Adam?
Well, I like the ones that like stuff. I like the ones that like to do stuff to their own breasts and let me watch. But
I'm so shocked.
I have this theory. Here's my theory. The farther the nipple is...
Oh, wait, ladies and gentlemen, another theory from Adam.
I think the bigger the breast, the less they're kind of into it. Like the farther the nipple is away from the chest,
Oh, you're wrong.
because it's further.
Oh, you're wrong.
Am I wrong?
Or they're just, or they're lying and trying to please us, but I think they're wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to continue my research.
Of course, please
on that.
remember, Adam and myself really have no clue what we're talking about.
That's pretty obvious to us all. But anyway, Jenny, I think that you should begin to look at what it is you're doing with substances as a potential culprit here, not as anything you're doing mechanically or anything you're doing with your relationships. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because it was kind of like when the relationship sort of went downhill.
So
then
did
my
your breasts?
What?
Nothing.
Well, that's normal.
Could be
right?
a psychological
Yeah, that's
thing,
normal.
right?
If you're not into the.
He hasn't come back.
Well, maybe have you been depressed or anything lately?
Yeah, I've been clinically depressed. I'm
Well,
clinically depressed.
are you
I've
on-
been diagnosed?
Are you on meds for that?
No.
All right. Were you on meds for that one time?
Yeah, I've been on
I mean,
a whole bunch.
again, all that can affect the sensitivity. So again, it sounds like more something related to medication or substance use, and/or your mood.
And we have the Hooter girls coming in later in the week, don't we? I mean, just on the topic of breasts, don't we?
Funny you had mentioned that. Wednesday we're
Thank
going to
you
bring
for
some
staying
girls in.
tuned in and empathic
I
to our
can-
You know,
callers.
to go
Adam.
back to what she said, and I really don't want to dwell on it, but wouldn't speed be the worst thing in the world for somebody that's depressed to be taking?
Well, yes, absolutely. That initially there may be some relief of some of the depressive symptoms, but ultimately it will make them a lot worse.
Okay, let's go to Mark from San Jose. Mark, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, Rick, Dr. Drew, and everybody.
Mark.
Hey, Mark.
You guys can help me out with, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm 27, and I've been going out with this girl Irene for like probably about 3 months, I think. And we usually have sex, and she said she was getting bored and all. So I like turned over having a cig and all, and then I felt like a prick, and all. And
I can relate to that.
Go ahead.
All right, and so like it was like vibrating, and I turned around, and she had like it looked like a mechanical tongue or something. Somebody told
Oh,
me that.
yes,
The tongue.
Yeah. and
Yes,
she-
know it well.
Have you ever seen Anne's?
She has one?
Yeah, she has one of the tongue.
I saw her carrying it once, and I wanted to look at it, and she backhanded
oh,
me.
yeah,
and
don't
then
touch her the tongue.
Yeah, she didn't want me messing with the tongue.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Yeah.
when she did it, I got so shocked that I like threw her off the bed and like. 'cause it
Wait,
kinda felt-
where did she do? What'd she do with the tongue, Mark?
She shoved it like in there.
In your butt?
And yeah.
Yikes.
And it like kind of felt good, but I was like
Yeah.
felt weird about it.
Yeah.
But here's a quick note for male and female listeners who are thinking of surprising their partners with a device. Don't sneak up on them and ram it into their ass.
No, I mean it felt good, but I mean if you would have told me about it.
Right, I'm saying, work into it a little. Warm it up with your hands a little. Put on a little, Julio Iglesias
But
and lower
Mark,
the lights and
is
work
it-
into it.
Is that the right music for that type of thing?
Yes. Don't chase someone with a vibrator and try to spear them in the ass with
Mark,
it.
what would you have said if she said, I want to stick this tongue machine in your rear?
We could have worked something out, but I mean the problem is that like I like slapped her and like she like I think she like got a black eye or something. 'Cause like I threw her out of the bed and I blew up on her and like I threw her out of the house.
What, Mark, did something happen to you at some point in your life
Oh,
involving...
God, now you sound
Wait
like
a
the
minute,
doctor.
I'm just exploring this. I know Drew's behind me 100%, just
With
like
the tongue.
was behind Mark. Anything ever happen? Do any time? Any overzealous uncles? You know what I'm saying?
I kind of have like flashbacks about my dad doing it to me.
Yeah,
Sticking the
okay.
tongue?
No.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh.
It's all right. That's the problem, right? Your dad, you were molested?
I think.
Yeah. Okay. So the point is, I mean, Adam is right, and to sort of.
So I don't know what to do about the.
Yeah,
the
but Mark, I
situation
mean,
with Irene now.
Well, if Irene is someone with whom you want to maintain a relationship, you need to go back to her and maybe apologize, but at least explain to her why you would react so intensely to something like that. I mean, having had that kind of trauma as a child,
Well, I think she'll just like cuss
Hey,
at me or something.
look.
Does she know?
Mark, it is.
Well, I mean, I slapped her. I mean,
Mark, it is a natural.
called her a bitch and all.
It's natural that you would overreact given that history.
I'm asking if she knows the history.
I don't think so.
Well, you'd know unless
You've never
you're-
done it before, right?
Dick, if I told her that.
Have you ever done it before?
Done
Have
what?
you ever done it before?
Smacked her.
No.
Well, you got to come clean and
Yeah.
say what's up.
Yeah, you got to tell her, and she should definitely understand that.
Well, I don't. She
Shall I
may
cry
not.
on her then?
What do you mean?
She may not accept it.
You say, listen,
No, no.
sweetheart, I'm sorry I freaked, but you got to understand, my
Well,
dad
first of all,
sodomized
But he
me.
doesn't even know if that's true yet.
Well,
I have this
probably
theory
is.
about my
Yeah.
dad sodomizing me, and I'm sorry if I reacted, but you can understand
But
my surprise.
he did strike her, and that really there's almost no excuse for that, and she doesn't have
But
to
if there
accept
was
the
one
apology.
excuse,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
would be
yeah.
your dad sodomizing her, and her trying to ram a tongue in your ass while you're smoking. I mean, that would be the one excuse.
And the other thing is that she may not, it may scare her, it may overwhelm her, she may run away. But the fact is, if he wants to reestablish the relationship, you got to give it a try, I think.
All
and
right.
she deserves an explanation, and he shouldn't feel so bad.
How does
about
she
it.
explain how she got the black eye? That's the best part. What happened to you? Well, I tried to
No,
ram
you know
this
what she said?
mechanical device.
He hit
and-
me.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
how
un-
women work,
he hit
isn't it,
me.
Ricky?
He hit
Never
me.
telling both sides of the story.
As now we welcome our guest, Alicia Witt, to LoveLine.
How are you doing
Apropos time for you to walk in.
tonight? Yes.
Has
First
that
of
ever
all-
happened to you, by the way?
No, I can safely say that has never
See,
happened to
I'm
me.
Okay.
looking at
All
you, and I think you are like the nice, prim, proper, innocent type girl.
Oh, honey, you have no idea.
Am I wrong?
You are
Except
very
you do have like a lime green nail polish
It is a
on.
very strange color, isn't it? I thought you'd like that.
It's more mint
like-
to me.
It's
it
like a
minty?
minty bubble gum color.
Yeah. What is up with that?
Well, to tell you the truth, I did a sassy photo shoot on Saturday. And I wore a lime green neon colored outfit, and it matched. And it doesn't match anything else I own, but I don't have any nail polish remover at my apartment, so I'm stuck with it. Until
That was a great story.
Wasn't that a wonderful, touching
So
story?
how long have
yes.
you been doing Sybil?
Oh, I've been doing Sybil for a season and a half.
Did you know that Sybil Shepherd slept with Elvis Presley?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
I think that's very cool.
Yeah, you a big Elvis fan?
I'm not a gigantic Elvis fan.
What about Sybil? You
Oh,
a big
yeah.
Sybil fan?
I'm a huge Sybil
She
fan.
seems like
of
she would
course.
be like out of any of the like stars to work with.
Yeah.
Seems like she'd be like pretty cool to work
No,
with.
I think she'd be a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
I
She
think
seems
she's-
out
I
of
think she's
control.
pretty
Well,
I
why
think
don't
she
you two
seems
argue
wild.
about it,
All
seeing
right,
how
you-
I'm the one
you
who
tell
works
us.
with her?
Ooh, maybe it's not Sybil that is the. What would it be? Tell us about Sybil.
Well, she's great. She's singing all the time.
What does she sing?
Oh, she sings operatic arias and pop songs. Today she treated us all to a rendition of That's Life at the round table reading.
Now, see, I'd be
Um,
singing a lot of Elvis tunes if I made it with the king.
I don't know why she doesn't sing Elvis tunes. Maybe she doesn't know any.
See, if I was around that table, I'd be singing a lot of Elvis songs, knowing that she made it with the king.
She'd love
You know,
that.
maybe it'd be a little in.
That's a good idea. Every time I walk in, every time she goes into a scene, I could sit at the piano and start playing Love Me Tender or something like that.
Exactly.
Don't be
You want to
cruel.
answer some calls for us?
Oh, sure.
Well, let's talk to Eric right now, who's calling from Northridge. Eric, you're on LoveLine with Alicia Witt from the TV show Sybil.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Eric.
Eric.
Hey, I just want to say to Ricky, you're rad, dude. I mean, every time a skater calls up or something, you always give them a lot of respect and everything. I think that's, like, really cool because I'm a skater.
All right.
Or
But you young kids with your little wheels, you don't know what's up.
Shut
What's
up,
going
dude.
on? What's up?
Okay, dude, I got this problem, right? There's, like, this girl that I like. I totally like her, and she's, like, a punk. And I'm, like, a skater punk, and, like, all her friends are the same way, and all mine are. But she's, like, dating this guy that's a total jock.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I should, like, interfere, if I should just, like, let it go.
She's dating him, right?
Yeah.
See, I'll tell you one thing that you got to realize, okay? Him being a jock, he's probably pretty big guy, right?
No, dude, I'll rip him up.
Okay, because you know jocks hate skaters,
Hell yeah, dude.
right?
Yeah, but you know
But
what?
she's going
Skaters
out with
always
him, and you know what? I mean, if you go, I'll put in my opinion. We'll ask Alicia's and
Yeah.
maybe do a little round table thing here, okay? This girl's going out with him, okay?
Yeah.
You can keep on trying to get this girl, but this is the type of guy that this chick's into.
Well,
So
no, it's like the first time she's gone with a jock. I don't know what to do with.
So then you just tell her, you say, look, man, you're going to go out with that guy? I guess you're not what I thought you were all about. And you just kind of turn the other cheek and see if she'll be kind of getting into you then. If you just like attack her, I want you, and you're going to end up messing up so much trouble because that guy's going to be a jerk and fights and all that other crap, and you're still not going to be with her. If you just kind of like blow her off and just go, whatever, if that's the type of guy you're into, you know, I guess I had you all figured out wrong.
Does the girl know that you like her this much?
I don't know if she knows this much, but she knows I kind of like her.
Mm-hmm. And how long has she been going out with the jock?
I don't know. It's been like, I don't know. It's been at least a couple weeks, like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I guess.
Hmm.
What do you guys think?
I think she likes the jock.
For a short time, she will.
Whatever the guy is, she likes him. So I mean, maybe she doesn't match up with him club wise or status wise, but
you
she
were
likes
one of those
the
jockey
guy.
guys in school, weren't you?
I was a jet.
I was a shark.
No, she likes the guy. So I mean, that's her prerogative, and what can you do about it? Just go find someone else. There's a ton of women out there, and if things fall apart with her and the jock, then you move in and pick up the pieces.
Don't keep on chasing her though, okay?
I just don't want to catch her on the rebound, though, man. That's pretty sad.
Yeah,
Well-
but either way, you chase her, you're gonna get her on the rebound.
And let me tell you this, Eric. When you get to be my age, everybody you've met is on the rebound. They're on the divorce rebound. They're on the Betty Ford Clinic rebound. They're the abuse rebound. It's all rebounding.
Yeah,
so
and
so
when
get
she's-
used to it.
When she's on the rebound after going out with this jock and goes out with you just tell everybody, well, now she wanted a real man. See?
That's right.
That's cool.
Okay, Eric?
Yeah.
Right on.
Good
Thanks,
luck,
Eric.
bro. How old are you? Because I cannot tell.
Well, why don't you guess?
You know what? You could be either very young
Uh-huh.
or older.
Well,
Can I be more vague? What would you say, Adam?
You're sage, Ricky. I'm going to guess 47?
I'm going to guess maybe 19.
19. I'm going 19.
19. Are we?
I'm 20.
Because you still have a glimmer of hope in your eye. You're not jaded. We can tell you're not totally off men yet, are you?
Not quite.
You dating?
No, well,
Little.
only
something.
occasionally. I'm not in a relationship right now.
Nothing serious.
No,
Were you in
Uh-huh.
a relationship before?
I have been.
With somebody in the business?
Yeah.
Famous guy?
Oh, I'm not going to get into exactly. who it
No,
was.
yes you are.
No,
just,
I'm not.
just write down on a piece
Oh
of
no,
paper.
I'm not.
A Pagoda?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Burl Iser. It was only a matter of time.
No. But it's just kind of difficult because I'm so busy with everything that I'm doing. And
But what are the stuff you're doing? You did Sybil. You were coming
Yeah.
up in this movie 4 Rooms,
well,
which
speaking
is
of being,
supposed to be so cool.
oh, it is very cool. I'm playing Madonna's lover, which is
Did you make out with
extremely
Madonna?
wonderful. Well, apparently there's this rumor going around that I did. There's supposedly this huge lesbian love scene that I took part in that got cut out of the movie.
Was there?
Come on,
No.
serious.
No, that was
No,
a
there
hesitant no.
wasn't.
Did you kiss Madonna?
Well, that's another rumor. No, I didn't, but she kissed me on the nose.
On the nose.
It's kind of a jipper,
You
huh?
didn't touch her tongue?
No.
What
Well,
if she would have slipped the tongue in? Would you have
Well,
We'll take
I
that as a
think-
big yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Madonna.
Oh, I like this girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was all
I
off.
mean, what can you say? It's Madonna.
Right.
Exactly.
Just to say you did it.
Let's talk to Rob from Franklin Park, Illinois. You're on LoveLine with Alicia Witt from the TV show Sybil.
Hi, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you doing?
All right, that's good. I got a question for Dr. True.
Rob.
My wife, about 9 months ago, we just had a baby girl, and she was on the pill previously, and she has a hard time remembering her pill, so we decided that we were going to try using the Depo-Provera.
Depo-Provera.
Right, and lately she's been getting like extremely irritable, and at first it started happening after the baby, and originally we all thought it was just kind of the new baby in the house and that, but lately it's been getting like really out of control. I mean, I start to wonder where she hides the bolts in her neck.
Okay, is she, is this the first child?
No, it's the second one.
Okay, and was there anything like this after the first child?
No, nothing.
Nothing. No mood disturbances, anything
No,
like that?
she's always had like a slight depression problem, but she's been in counseling and that, and
Okay.
it's pretty much corrected it.
Well, the hormonal changes, a large part of depression is biological, and the hormonal changes that occur after pregnancy can really exacerbate mood problems. In fact, there can be a singular mood disturbance called a postpartum depression that can be profound. I mean, people can get severely depressed, even people who have no psychological problems.
Right, I've heard of that.
I get in a funk after I masturbate.
And we all are sorry for you too. And
Getting down from the
it's sound, and that can occur anytime up to about a year after the pregnancy. Now, whether or not the Depo-Provera is adding to that, it's hard to say. It may be, but she really needs to be evaluated.
What is Depo-Provera? Is that like
It's a-
Norplant?
No, it's different. I mean, it's Provera, and it's a shot
Oh,
form.
sure, it's Provera.
It's a progesterone. It's a
Provera?
progesterone.
Nobody
Rather
knows.
than-
Nobody
rather-
knows.
What's a
but Drew.
progesterone? What's a progesterone?
It's
We're
a
gonna be here every
hormone.
day.
But is it put in?
It's
like
a shot you take
Oh,
every
it's a
3
shot.
months.
I'm sorry.
You take
You
every
said
3
that.
months. Causes a lot of breakthrough bleeding. A lot of women end up bleeding the whole 3-month cycle. They don't like that.
Yeah,
They
she
can't-
stopped hers totally.
or stop bleeding entirely. A lot of disturbances of the menstrual cycle, but it's a very effective contraceptive.
Do you
and it's
think
easy.
that I'm sorry. Do you think that we should take her off of it and
I
go
think
back to the pill?
she needs to be evaluated by a gynecologist, and then it sounds like a psychiatrist would be worthwhile. I have a hard time accepting that it could all be just the Provera. It could be. It could be. But somebody needs to look at her very carefully.
There really should be a job gynecologist where the guy, you know, pokes around and gives you some real answers to some tough questions.
While he's down there?
Yeah.
In a
Depending on what your response is to the various things that he does.
well, in an
It
ideal,
could be like an ink blot test.
a perfect world, you know,
Right.
every physician would be able to do both. You know,
Oh,
for
yeah.
all things.
But
and
we all
things
know those
can't,
guys
you
are just
can't.
textbook nerds and don't know what the real world's like.
Bye, Rob.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Alicia Witt from the TV show Sybil, from the movie Four Rooms. Anything else?
And the movie Mr. Holland's Opus.
Really?
That?
Miss
That's porn, isn't it?
Oh, well,
No, that
we
was
don't
Mrs.
talk about
Holland's
that.
Open.
That's right,
Oh.
exactly. No, this one stars Richard Dreyfuss, and he's playing a high school music teacher. And I play the shy wallflower clarinet student who he helps to become good at the instrument.
Oh, that sounds like a
It is.
moneymaker.
I think it is a porn movie.
Call LoveLine 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
Yeah, you don't know what we go through here.
No.
And you don't want to know.
That's right. It's either 90 degrees plus.
Or Ice Station Zebra. My nuts have clung to the side of my leg and are going to have to thaw in order to remove them.
Alicia Witt said the same thing.
Did she?
And plus, we're suffering from a flea infestation.
Well, that's me. Alicia Witt is our... Sorry, that was a different star.
I rented that
Alicia,
too.
I know you did. Alicia Witt is our guest on Loveline. She's from the TV show Sybil. She's from the movie Four Rooms, where she plays a clam schmacker with Madonna. And she is in the movie...
With Richard Dreyfuss,
about
and
a
when she plays the
clarinet.
struggling
Mr.
oboe player.
Holland's Opus.
Yeah, you'll see me and Adam waiting in line to see that one.
Is that in a high school? Is it like a high school setting?
Yes, well, it's a story basically about this guy who wants to be a famous composer or a pianist, and he ends up... pianist? Oh, I get it. Well, never mind. Anyway,
That's not what I was talking about.
he is supposed to support his family, and he can't afford to with what he's doing, and he ends up taking a job as a music teacher.
Mm-hmm.
His career
And it's-
plummeted after Jaws, you know.
That's, well, he's very, very good in it, I swear.
Yeah, he did
He's
that
very
other.
good.
He did that other movie where he was a pianist, didn't
Yes,
he?
he did, The
was like,
Competition with
yeah,
Amy
and
Irving.
He was like paralyzed.
I don't think he was paralyzed.
Someone was paralyzed.
It wasn't me.
Christopher Reeves.
Oh, Drew, very
Oh,
poor taste. You know,
man.
have you been to the wards and seen what the quads look like? They don't look like they look in the movies, Drew. They breathe out of a trachea tube. They need a nurse to clean them down there every day. They soil them so they come out with atrophy and rashes. If you knew, you wouldn't make those jokes.
Yeah, Distant Superman on Loveline.
We
Man,
learned
No,
where's
I was
it
really
all end?
disappointed. I went to Santa Monica Boulevard on Halloween, and I was disgusted at how many Christopher Reeve people there were dressed up. I went as a blonde dominatrix.
You mean people... Well, hold on. We're getting into that in a second.
Okay.
People dressed as a paralyzed Christopher
Yes.
Reeve?
Probably like a
It was
Superman in a
terrible.
wheelchair, right?
Exactly.
Well, a lot of homosexuals have quite a sense of humor.
Now, Ricky,
know.
you said there was
Oh,
some
that's
horrible
not
practice that is now being pursued by people.
Well,
I got to hear this.
And then we're getting to the dominatrix
Okay.
thing, too, so let's not forget that.
I'll tell you what, we'll take some calls. People ask because they know that I have a few piercings and that I have a lot of friends that are pierced. But I saw something that's new.
What
that
is it?
blows piercing away.
What is it?
We'll take some calls
what
and then
is
we'll
it?
talk
Come
about it a little bit.
on.
We'll spend so much time with that calls. What these people do is they take tubes, okay? And it's like a body modification, and they take I don't know if they take a tube and they put like ball bearings in their arms, so they've got bumps in their arms. And so there's like a ball bearing in their skin, and they stick it in, and then that heals, and so there's like a bump. Then they stick another one in, so it bumps. So they've got like a series of like little bumps with ball bearings all in their arms.
Well,
Can I ask you a
that's
question?
Norplant.
That's the freakiest thing I've ever seen.
Why? Is there a purpose to this?
Well, what is the? I
Is
mean,
it supposed to be
for-
attractive?
To them, it is attractive. You know, who am I to say? I have, tons of tattoos and my nose pierced, and that you could say the same thing. Why? I could say,
Yeah.
why do you have lime green, nail polish?
That's
Yeah.
for nails. That's for
But it's
a
just
shoot,
interesting. Lumps in the arms.
Yes, I
So
don't. That to me is a little bit, but it was something I saw that I guess is a new thing.
To me, there's not a qualitative difference between that and piercing. In fact, piercing
Sticking
is
ball bearings in your arms?
No, piercing is some way worse. I mean, because piercing is going for more and more outrageous body parts to be violated. You're not sticking the bars in your tongue.
Wait till the ball bearings hit the penis, Drew.
Yeah,
I give it 6 months before the ball bearings hit the penis for the studded wonder effect.
Yeah, right. And then we have to hear how wonderful that is again.
Terrence from Lake Arrowhead, you're on LoveLine.
Hey guys, what's up? I had this question about like masturbation.
Yeah.
I heard that like if you hang yourself upside down by like a rope.
Yes.
And jack off.
Yes.
Like supposed to be the ultimate orgasm.
Yes.
That's right.
That's right.
I recommend doing that
too?
every day. You should hang yourself by a rope. And it's especially fun if you try to do that by yourself. It's
now we
a
notice,
real challenge.
We notice you're wearing a turtleneck. Is there...
I'm not wearing a
Oh,
turtleneck.
I was just kidding. This is radio, sweetheart. Would you go along with us?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that is a common practice. And oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, are we talking about asphyxiation?
Yes.
No, he's not talking about asphyxiation. He's talking about just like gravity boots.
Yeah,
hanging
upside
yourself
down.
Upside down.
Oh, hanging upside down?
Yeah.
I thought you meant hanging himself at the...
No, I think upside down.
That's and people actually do that, and that's not
what
cool.
I'm
Have you ever
saying.
been in the ward and seen the people that have asphyxiated
you guys... you want me to start talking about...
So you use gravity boots?
Me?
Yes.
No, I heard about it. I never even tried it.
Did you get it all over your face?
Oh, no. Yeah.
But I heard like you could like... I've heard of people dying from it.
No, I think, Terrence, you're confusing what people were telling you. I think they were talking about asphyxiation, where people try to sort of strangulate themselves at the point of orgasm to intensify some of the experience. And it is a tremendously dangerous practice, and people do die from it.
Okay.
So the answer would be no.
Boy, I can picture what Terrence is picturing when they're talking about hanging themselves while they're masturbating, and he's going,
"Hey, I heard this was really good."
Oh man.
So now Alicia Witt's our guest from Sybil and all the other stuff. Now you're single girl,
Yes.
attractive, successful.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Guys just flocking to you now. I mean, are you into the social dating scene or what's up?
I don't date that frequently.
Do you ever date older hairy guys?
I date older guys.
Okay.
How old
Some
is
of
the
them are
oldest guy
hairy,
you've
I
dated?
suppose. In their 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
How long ago was that?
Well,
8 years.
Today
No.
is Monday.
It's about...
A year ago?
Yeah, about a
So when
year
you were
ago.
18, you dated a 40-year-old.
But just very, very briefly. Nothing serious.
Nothing serious.
No.
That's kind of freaky, isn't it?
No.
Were your parents cool about that?
I've been living by myself since I was 17.
Oh.
So
You have no connection with your parents?
I have a connection with them, but since I was living by myself, it's not like I had to have their approval.
So how was this guy? Was it Roman Polanski?
Oh, damn.
I know.
You guessed it.
I know.
How do you do that?
I know.
Let's talk to Brandon right now, who's calling from Fort Collins. Brandon, you're on LoveLine with Alicia Witt.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
All right. All right, this is my problem. Last year, I was dating a girl when school started. And about December, we broke up. And about a week after we broke up, I was drunk at a party, and I ended up having sex with one of her best friends.
And she's your ex-girlfriend?
Yes.
Right on.
And the whole bad part was I took this girl's virginity, too. So...
How old was she? I'm sorry.
Huh?
Did you say how old she was?
She was 18 or 19. She was in college, so. So then I was seeing this girl for a while, and then she started getting a little bit psycho on me.
What does that mean?
This is the virgin.
Right.
The ex-virgin.
Okay.
What do you mean psycho?
So she was getting psycho.
No, what do you mean psycho? What does
Well,
that
she
mean?
kept calling me all the time and just coming up to surprise me.
So
forbid.
how psycho, boy? She wanted to be with you, was surprising you?
The audacity of this woman, Brandon,
merited.
nice
I
guy,
know.
took her virginity, and she has the audacity to call you on the phone?
All the time.
Oh, my God.
But see, the best part of the story.
Stop the insanity.
Now listen to me now. So then I had to get rid of this girl. So the only way I could do it, I could figure, was to hook up with another girl.
Oh, Brandon.
So I ended up hooking up with the first girl's older sister.
Oh, God.
Right. And then you did the dad and then the dog.
No.
No, okay.
Okay. So
Alicia,
Drew, you haven't used the word chaos in a long time, but I can't
I'm-
see it more
chaos,
apropos.
First word that comes to your mind, Alicia, that describes this guy. And
A little bit confused.
don't edit. I was thinking more like scumbag.
Oh, okay. I've been called that.
Yeah.
But then everybody found out about everything.
Because you told them, you jackass.
No, I didn't tell them. They just found out because the younger sister ended up walking in on me and the older sister.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's great.
Very
So
nice.
either you're screwing them or scarring them emotionally.
Exactly.
Or both.
But see, now my problem is, though, is that I think I'm in love with the younger sister, and I want to know if there's anything I can do to get back with her.
Oh.
Honestly, I doubt it.
You know what the scary part is? He probably could get back with her, and that'd be the worst thing for her.
For her, yeah.
Dude, you need to start clean. You need to, like, if you're going to be a whore, but tell the truth. And you need to, like, stay away from all these girls, because you're just screwing everybody up.
Don't mess with other people's lives.
You know what else? Don't drink that much, because you can do really, really, really dangerous things.
Have you ever done
with
anything?
that.
Have you ever gotten...
No, I've never had a drink.
That's kind of how all these things happened.
You have a parent. You have a parent as an alcoholic.
What?
No, I don't.
How come you never...
Drew says you
because
do.
because
you don't know that.
I've just seen people who go berserk when they drink too much. You can sit next to somebody and within an hour they become a completely different person, and it's scary when people don't remember what they did the night before.
Or even if they remember, they won't admit. They won't have any perception of the
right.
change that went over.
And they won't take responsibility for it. So, Brandon, you're just out there ruining people's lives with your penis. My suggestion is this whole family's a write-off. You should be ashamed to be in front of anybody in this family. You should hang your head in shame. If you see the dad go by you on the freeway, you should duck.
Actually, that might be good advice.
Yeah, because he may have a shotgun with him. Stay away from the family, find another family to destroy, move on, and take a good look in the mirror.
So he's not like one of those salesmen. He's more like a burglar.
He's not a penis salesman. No, he's not using his penis as a commodity. He's using it more as like a pry bar.
A weapon.
Yes, he's breaking and entering.
He's still a salesman, but he's out there pushing bad products. So when people come with good, quality-made American penis, they've already tried Brandon's, and they know that I'm so wary about buying a penis because the last penis I had was Brandon's, and it was horrible.
Right.
Either that or they say, "Oh wow, something different," and maybe it'll make them more willing for the next person.
No, that
It's
never
not the
happens.
reverse
They
of
just get
that.
jaded and steer clear of all penis
You're
salesmen.
right.
We're going to be back with more of your calls, more LoveLine, and more Alicia Witt.
LoveLine.
LoveLine! The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back!
Back to LoveLine. Give us a call. Tell us your problem. I'm Riki Rackman with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a real doctor. When he's not here, he's doing doctor stuff. Alicia Witt is an actress. When she's not here, she's in her TV show Sybil, which is on 8 o'clock Sundays, Adam?
Yes, CBS.
That's right.
CBS.
Love that show.
Movie Four Rooms, which comes out when?
That comes out on December 25th.
Something at Christmas.
That's right.
Are you doing well, you don't have any family, no boyfriend, so you really don't have anybody to buy Christmas
Well, I do have a
presents
family.
to. Oh,
Well,
you do?
not
But they
a family.
disowned you, I thought, and you had to go live out on your own.
Oh, that's not what happened. I
that.
disowned them. I decided that I was grown up enough to live by myself.
Did you become emancipated?
Yes.
Formally.
I did. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. And
How'd
the
they
thing
take
is,
that?
they took it okay. The thing is that I had studied at home instead of going to public school. So I graduated from high school at an early age, and that freed me from a lot of legal technicalities.
Did you have a bunch? You have a bunch of siblings?
I have one brother who's younger than I am.
So you're 19, but
I'm
emotionally...
20. You keep saying I'm 19. I'm 20.
Did I keep saying it?
Yes.
Well, when did you say you were 20?
You know
And you know
what?
what else you did? I
No,
have to-
no,
I
no,
have to
no,
bring you
no.
up on this.
Hold on. I must take up for my brother right here.
Oh,
you
your
said,
brother?
Yes, you said, guess how old we are. We both guessed 19, and you said yes.
No, I
Actress girl
didn't.
lying about their
I did
age.
not. I said 20.
No,
you
you know
both
what?
said
You know what?
19 and I said 20.
She said yes. I'm 20.
No, always
So you
very
close.
quietly.
You know what
That's
it is?
right. It was
Yes,
a
it
yes,
is.
like you're very
It's-
close.
It's the
20.
brains stick up for the brains, and the people with the looks.
And you know what else I have to take you
That's
up
right.
on? Just before I came out, you were saying this whole big spiel about how redheads are supposed to be really hot and really beautiful, and that
No.
I'm flame-headed.
I said I had
And
my
then-
own theories. I didn't
Oh.
say how to
Okay.
beautiful.
And then I sat down here, and all of a sudden I was prim and proper and Miss Perfect.
Oh, we
no,
like that.
no. It's
No, that's
not.
good.
It's not
Is it good?
hot.
Because you're a firecracker.
What is your
Yes,
theory?
I am, and I'm a Leo also.
What is your theory?
It's a personal theory, but
And?
I'll share it. It's a hygiene kind of thing.
Yes.
I have this theory about redheaded women having a different kind of aroma in
She's 20, remember,
What
not 19.
kind of aroma?
She's 20.
I have never heard him a loss for words until this minute.
He's
You're doing
better
this
than
to
I
him.
am.
Yes.
You must
Am
be
I
doing
right?
this to him.
Is there
you're not
anything?
making yourself clear to
Adam,
me.
listen. Let
No,
let
him make
because you know he'll say it as soon as she leaves.
You said what?
I have this theory about red-haired women having
look at her when you say
Having
that.
what?
having
No,
a
you don't have
different a different smell in the groin area.
What kind of a different smell?
Just different.
Different from
Different
brunettes
from the
or
brunettes and the
blondes?
blondes. Yes.
Different how?
Well, whenever it's different, it's different funky, I think.
Well, well, maybe all the redheads you've ever been with have eaten garlic just before.
I've never actually been with a redhead. I'm not basing this on anything. I'm not basing on my own experience. It's just something I've been kicking around for a while.
So you just all of a sudden pulled it out of the air one day. Gee, I think I'll formulate
It wasn't
this
worth
theory.
it. It wasn't
I
worth
was
it.
watching a Lucy episode, I think, actually, when I formed
I
this
saw that
theory.
one.
Thanks for
I
sharing.
missed that
Where
one.
Ricky
Where Ricky goes, Lucy, whoa!
Fred, what is the smell?
You smell my
It doesn't
finger,
smell
Fred.
like Ethel.
So no one is this doesn't sound familiar to you guys, Doctor?
But
with your
Lucy wasn't
experience?
actually a redhead. Lucy was a brunette. Then she was blonde. Then she was redhead.
All right, I'm gonna have
Always
to
look
look into
great
this.
at me on my TV.
All right.
Let's take a call, shall we? Let's talk to CS, calling from Ventura. Alicia Witt is our guest on LoveLine.
How's it going, Ricky?
Good.
Great. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, what's up?
Well, I'm using an alias because I don't want anyone.
All right.
I think I might have an infection downstairs. You know what I mean?
What's going on?
Well, lately, like since last week, when I urinate, it's been burning,
Mm-hmm.
and at night I get clenched fists. And I say that because my friend, he had the same thing, and he went to a doctor, and his doctor diagnosed him with clenched fists. And
What's that?
Clenched fist.
do you know anything?
What are you talking about?
Well, it's like a burning dog down there. You know, I itch a lot.
When you urinate, it burns and itches.
I urinate and it hurts.
And the skin is also burning?
It flakes out. And he said, "You've got clenched fists." And I was like, "What the hell is clenched?"
Is this a joke?
I'm sorry.
Clenched fist?
Right.
I rented that. I have no
Maybe
idea what clenched
It's got to be
fist is.
something, because let me tell you something. Drew knows just about everything.
Is
You've got to be hearing the pronunciation wrong.
Is your hand around your penis when it's clenched? Because that could be causing the irritation.
No, it's just. I mean,
All right.
it hurts when I urinate, and it's like a burning dog down there, like
All
I
right.
said.
All right.
And I have,
Burning
like,
dog?
Have you been sexually active?
Burning
My
dog.
sex, not in the last 2 months, no.
And when did this symptom begin?
Like last week, and I'm pretty healthy.
Well,
And I mean,
pain when you.
I don't have any insurance to go see a doctor, and I thought it'd be a good idea maybe if you could tell me what's going on.
Well, I think you're right. That probably is an infection, but you need some evaluation to find out exactly what. You should go any county facility.
Wait. Have you ever been to a...
There's a big county facility up there. You can go to any of the services there at the emergency room or the county clinics and get help. You can go to Planned Parenthood. This is all without charge.
Planned
necessarily.
Parenthood?
Yeah.
Wait,
Like,
see...
I thought that was for girls.
It is for
CS,
girls.
let me
Guys
ask
can
you a
go
question.
there.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, Ricky, what's up?
Who told you had clenched fists?
A friend.
Forrest?
Oh, it wasn't a doctor? Doctor
No.
didn't say clenched fist. It was a friend that
That's
told
some
you
friend.
clenched
The
fist.
doctor told
Okay,
his
sorry.
friend he had clenched
Yeah,
fist.
okay,
it's
sorry.
some weird.
I mean, I guess that's a slang for...
No, I don't.
I
don't
never
wanna
even
say.
heard that.
No, I don't know
I
what.
have friends who listen to the show, and I don't want to.
Were you with a red-haired gal? You smoking a lot of pot, CS?
I don't
You're
smoke
not taking.
pot.
You're not mean. You don't mean.
I
The,
used to be a speed freak, but...
you don't
that's
mean
all
the
done.
clap, do you?
The clap and clenched fist?
CS. You don't mean the clap when you. Is that?
Maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah, maybe that's what he said.
You could
instead
have
of-
the clap, the clenched fist?
Clenched fist clap.
Maybe.
Yeah, the clap. CS.
He also said I might have burpees.
No, I mean, at night, I wake
Yes.
up in the middle of the night.
Soda Maria?
and itches.
Look, it is a common symptom of sexually transmitted disease. It's a common symptom of other infections, prostate infections, bladder
You tell
infections.
me I have an STD?
That is a probability. I can't tell you
In
that.
3 months, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of peculiar. That's why I think you need to have an evaluation done to see what is going on here. That's why I think it could be something more, perhaps a prostate infection or something else causing this.
Prostate. I thought that's like what Ronald Reagan got.
No, that would be Alzheimer's.
No, he had prostate surgery too, though, didn't he? Didn't he have palate removed
he had
from his
colon polyps.
I already had
It's
colon
all
cancer
the
on his
same
nose.
place.
I think he had clenched fist.
I'm
but
only
let's-
24 though.
Yeah, but CS, you obviously are someone who really you need to educate yourself about your body and what can happen to you when you're sexually active, and what some of these symptoms mean. And you need to have a doctor. There's some health care delivery that you can get to, that you're not afraid to access, where you can get this kind of thing evaluated. You can get hurt if you don't get these things taken care of. I mean, you can die from these kinds of infections.
I'll
Look,
take
if
care of it, but
I don't know what.
I don't have like $100 to go in the emergency room.
Dude, listen. Let me give you the number. Remember this number, okay? Just call Planned Parenthood. Tell them what's up, okay? Guys go there and girls go there. The number is 1-800-PLANNED. PLANNED.
Planned?
Yeah, and just tell them what's up, and they should be able to help you.
That's actually a Southern California. There's a national number, 1-800-230-PLAN.
So,
PLAN.
Dr. Drew, you've never heard of the clenched fist. That's a joke, right?
I think you mean the clap. I think that's what you're talking about. And
All right,
somehow
thanks.
that got,
And while you're there, make sure and get a JADES test.
A JADES?
Yes.
What does that mean?
All right, CS.
But that's, you guys joke about it, but a lot of people out there are that unsophisticated about things. So.
Alicia Witt's our guest on LoveLine. You gonna hang with us for a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll do a quick commercial break and come back with more of your calls.
LoveLine. Call LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. That's 1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, this is John Popper from Blues Traveler, and you're listening to the Love Line with Riki Rackman, Dr. Drew, and Adam Carolla. And I got to tell you something. Whenever I'm being sexually frustrated or just masturbating too much, I call these guys because, sometimes I got to rest.
Right. Back on LoveLine, Alicia Witt is our guest. She's on the TV show Sybil.
Yeah.
How long has that show been on?
It has been on since this past January. But we've been working on it for about a year and a half.
So it's doing good?
Yeah, it's doing really well.
So when you got time off, what kind of stuff do you do?
Well, I'm going to have time off in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to Massachusetts for the holidays. I'll spend
Go
about
ahead,
2
Drew.
weeks
Go
there.
ahead, Drew. Ask where.
We already had the discussion.
Oh, I figured.
Worcester, or Worcester.
What do you do there? Like, what do you do for fun? Like Saturday night, you and your friends hanging out?
I love to go dancing.
Really?
I love
like what
bowling
kind of music?
also. I like disco.
Yeah.
Occasionally, some of the more popular 90s songs.
When you go to Orlando next week, go to the
Pleasure Island
and go to the 70s disco there.
Okay.
Hmm.
The first thing I do, Drew.
I was in New York, and I went to this incredible club where they had 7 different rooms, each with a different kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some wonderful theater, and I have a very diverse...
The 7 different types of music would be what kinds?
Oh, they had a live band. They had disco, Euro trash, 80s pop, 50s and 60s rock and roll, things like that. I don't remember all of them, but it was quite wonderful.
All right, we're going to get to some more calls. Let's speak with, let's talk to Justin really quick. Justin from Ventura. You're on LoveLine, Justin.
Hey, how is everyone?
We're all fine and dandy. How are you?
Good. Before I get to my question, Adam, that's quite a theory you have on redheads.
Have you experienced anything like that, Justin?
No, not really. It's just interesting to hear anyway.
Well, I got to say this
found it
about...
interesting.
Yeah, Nor did you deny it.
No, I didn't deny it.
Prove it.
Oh, Riki, for Christ's sake.
Oh, you were going to say it, Adam.
I'll tell you, a lot of my
garlic
theories come to be known as true. Well, not really a lot of them.
Such as name one.
All right, none of them, but but there's still time.
All right,
go, Jess.
All right, this question, I got a couple questions. First one's for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
It's curious. It's funny because you guys brought it up about. I got a question about genital piercing.
Uh-huh.
I don't have. I'm not pierced, but I'm just wondering about the pros and cons, both sexually and like health-wise, on genital piercing.
I can't really champion any pros for that.
All right.
I don't really get it.
I had a friend that, and as a matter of fact, Riki, he could be your twin brother. You guys are like so much alike, even though I don't know you. I
Lucky
think
guy.
you guys are a lot alike. He came.
Gay guy?
What's that?
Oh, blow me, Adam.
Well, he did
Ricky.
have-
Oh, it slipped out, didn't
That's
it?
right. Yeah, that's right.
But,
Down your throat.
I used to work with him, and he came to work one day, and it wasn't too surprising, but he said that he had pierced his dick.
Yeah.
And
Was he
not
stoked
only-
on it?
What's that?
Was he stoked on it?
He was real stoked on it.
What do you think about the whole piercing thing, Alicia?
I don't get it myself. The only thing I've ever heard from people who are pierced is that it improves their sexual
Don't buy that
pleasure.
for a second.
I
You
don't
know
really
what? I
buy
gotta
that.
be honest. Yeah, I have friends that have got their penises pierced and got PAs and the whole things, and I don't see how it would be sexually more satisfying.
I don't really get it either. I don't know why it is people do that.
But people are always looking to sort of up the ante sexually.
Yeah. Well-
I mean, just screwing is not good enough anymore.
Remember that guy that called that had his dark side pierced and would hang a weight from it? Remember that call? I
Yeah,
don't think
so-
you were here that night.
Yeah.
But
and
I know what it's called, a ganji or something.
Yeah, and it would swing around when he made love. I think he actually he hung a wreath from it during the holidays and a wind chime during the autumn. But yeah, he's swinging around having sex, and he says, "Yeah, of course, it felt good to feel like someone was kicking you in the nuts while you're having sex."
Hooray!
I don't need that kind of distraction. I'm concentrating
No.
on the boner.
Mother Nature is perfect.
Well, you know, not
She
only
really is.
not only did this guy, do it once, he did it twice, and
Once they
both
do it,
times
they
he had-
they go psycho.
Well, he was pretty stoked on it, and he said, "Well, yeah, well, some women find it arousing, especially where like his
But I'll
first
tell you,
one
man,
was."
I think if you went up to most girls, maybe Alicia wouldn't feel the same way because she's sort of prim and proper, but the more we're spending time with her, I'm thinking not. But I think if you go up to a girl and you go, yeah, my penis is pierced, I think that there's a bigger chance they might actually want to see it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Justin?
Well, I think so. He said, yeah, well, some women I guess found it arousing when you have, it pierced where he did his first one.
Where?
Well, it was right at the top, like right near
The PA, Prince Albert.
exactly.
Through the urethra.
A hoop.
And I said, well, I mean, does it work? And
What could
he
be
said, well, I
arousing
haven't
about
found
that?
out yet.
Well, it's like just extra something, but I'm saying why don't you just take some duct tape and like put a number 2 pencil, or like a washer or something on there too. I mean, it's just like something extra on your penis.
Screw up the effectiveness of a condom at all? Does it?
It's got to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they allow for it.
It's impossible to use a condom if you have a pierced.
Right. I would think it'd be difficult.
Plus, the guys, they say when you urinate, the stream is all over the
You have
place
to
like
sit
wiper
down.
spray.
You have to sit down.
You do?
Yeah, you have to sit down.
Now, see
I
that?
think he's joking about that.
No,
by the
that's
way.
About
true.
the sitting
No,
down
no,
part?
Serious?
No,
You have to
I'm-
sit down?
I'm- No, you
Yeah,
have to
that's
sit
true.
down.
Yeah, because
Wow.
think about it. You have
Two holes.
a metal thing going through,
Yeah.
obstructing the urethra, obstructing the path of the urine.
So it actually goes that deep in.
Oh, it goes
through the urethra.
Okay,
my
guys,
God.
hold on. Zzz. No.
Wow.
Oh, I've seen it.
And isn't it really hard to keep that clean too? It must get infected.
That's what you
No.
would think, but it
We
apparently
got to do
doesn't.
station ID, Justin, okay?
Okie doke.
Thanks for your call, bro.
Radio station.
Alicia Witt is our guest. She's on the TV show Sybil on 4 Rooms, some Richard Dreyfuss movie. Will be
Mr. Holland's Opus.
whatever. Mr. Holland's Opens.
Opus.
Now we asked you a question. You're going to be in this movie 4 Rooms,
Yeah.
and you play Madonna's lover. Okay, and then when I asked you, have you ever done Madonna, and you said no, and I said, well, if she did it, and you said, well, but you didn't seem like out of the question. Have you ever been with a lady? I mean, you don't mind if we pry, and that means yes. Who was it?
well,
Was it a famous girl? Tell us.
I choose not to elaborate on that subject.
Oh God,
Sybil.
she
Sybil.
is great.
Was it Sybil?
No.
Come on, just say yes and let us go home and masturbate.
Well, that would be not true.
I would set my VCR Sunday.
But
Fantasy
don't you see,
is
if I
my
don't
girlfriend.
narrow it down to one, you have so many other options. To
Oh, more than one. So we're talking everyone on the set,
Who else is
including
on
audience.
that show? Who else is on that show?
Oh,
Do you have any of those?
see, there's, well,
Dee Pfeiffer's on that
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
There we go.
yes.
Hold
And
on.
her?
Let's all okay, everybody. Let's all have a moment of silence to picture Alicia and Dee Dee.
All right, hold on. Wait a minute, I got Adrian Barbeau in there. Hold on, get out. Go.
Dude, I'm doing just fine with just Alicia and
that's
Dee Dee.
well, don't forget about the
Cause
other people on the show.
Nah, don't
No.
bring them in it. Okay, we're done.
All right,
Let's talk to Ray from Fort Collins.
You got a wet nap?
Ray,
Hi.
what's up, man?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Good now.
All right, I got a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Ray.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Drew. I've been
Ray.
going out with this girl for about 4 or 5 years. I love her, but it's like I'm up at college and I go home and see her and I just can't get it up.
Dude, picture Alicia.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Dee.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, what happens when you go up there?
Well, I go see her.
Is it a pleasant experience? Is it overly intense? Is it anxiety provoking? What's going on?
Well, it's fun. I mean, I love seeing her, hanging out with her.
Hanging out is the operative phrase.
Ray, keep going.
But when it comes down to having sex, it just...
Has that ever been a problem before?
No.
And when did that first happen? What was that experience about?
About a month ago.
And what were you doing when that happened?
We were just in the middle and I just lost it.
In the middle?
Yes.
Were you in?
Yes.
Oh, because that's kind of weird.
No, that happens.
No, I think Ray's a mutant. I mean, when you're in and you were going?
Yeah, I mean, we were just...
Are you on any medications?
No.
Do you have any medical problems?
No.
Have you ever had any problems like this before?
No.
Let's ask Alicia. When you're not having lesbian experiences, has anything like this ever happened to you?
No, nothing like that has ever happened.
No, I mean, no man has ever been that. No, they're
Wait,
at attention. Am I
Adam,
right?
Oh, yeah.
You're finding it strange that a guy could be having sex and in the middle of it go limp.
In the middle of it.
In the middle of it. I've never heard of that.
No, I've heard of that. But what I'm saying is, my feeling with erectile dysfunction.
Thank you.
Not impotency. That's something else, a little bit, isn't it? But the point is, my feeling is a little trouble before it gets going, and once you get going, things are all going to take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying?
It's not necessarily true.
Right, but more
it
often.
happens all the time, so I've heard.
More often than not, really.
And Ricky, when it happens to you, what's usually the reason? You're sick, tired?
Well, if it happened to me,
Yeah.
like maybe the TV's on,
Right, you're distracted,
stressed. I saw something shiny in the corner of the room. I wanted to go get it.
And it's a lot of things can cause this, right? I mean, one of the things you want to be sure of is that there's not a medical problem. For somebody your age, it's not typically an organic or medical problem, but it can be.
Okay.
A medication commonly does this sort of thing, endocrinologic disorders.
Coffee?
No, I don't drink coffee.
So drugs can
Diet
do it.
soda.
Drugs
Could
can
do
do
it.
it.
Drink diet
a lot
soda.
of yogurt and diet soda.
I need excuses.
No.
And what Adam is alluding to is the fact that the most common situation that we hear about with this problem is someone for whom it happens because they are in a very stressful situation, the back of a car or something, and it happens, they're shocked, and they're anxious and frightened that it's going to happen again, and that anxiety causes it to happen again, and they just don't get an erection at all.
Ray?
Yes.
First off, have you named your penis?
No.
All right, that's first. That's A number one. You have to name it, and then you have to talk to it.
Name it and talk to it.
Yes, go in the next room and have a little sit down, a little heart to heart with the penis, and discuss what the penis is doing for you and what it's not doing for you. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm there.
Now,
And then you
once
punish it if it doesn't do
that's
what you tell
that's
it
right,
to.
you flog it like I do. Oh, I discipline my penis every night. It's at home now. It's been a bad penis. It's in the corner.
Oh, really?
It's not taking up a lot of room, but it's in the corner.
He puts it in a pill box.
Should I ground it for a week?
Oh, Ricky, don't be cruel. That's right. That's right. Now listen, Ray, seriously, after you name your penis.
You can tar and feather it.
Oh, ouch.
Oh,
Now, Ray?
Yes.
Am I right that once it starts going limp, it not only is it limp, but it's smaller than it's ever been?
No.
It's not. It doesn't actually go into you. You don't absorb your own penis.
Dude, that's when you guys got to change position and maybe do you perform oral sex on your girlfriend?
Yeah, we've done everything.
Yeah, well maybe when it gets limp, that's when you perform oral sex and you just pretend like you want to go do some oral sex and maybe she won't even notice that it went down and then it'll go back up again.
Yeah, but once you start thinking, oh my God,
Don't think, man. Don't think.
You can't help it. Your penis isn't working. You're in a
but don't think.
panic.
It'll get back up.
Not when you're thinking, oh my God, oh my God.
Don't think, oh my God, oh my God.
But
oh my
I mean,
God.
this happened to me once. It did.
This happens to me all the time.
I had no feeling from the waist down. It's like I was in a motorcycle accident or something, and it wasn't even my penis anymore. It wasn't mine. I couldn't feel anything. I was just hoping whoever's penis this is, please get it up.
Dude, you were liquored up that night.
No, I did. I was on some over-the-counter medication. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, but nobody has over-the-counter medicine on ice.
Malt over-the-counter medication.
Okay.
Ray, don't make this mistake. Don't say, this has never happened to me before.
Okay.
Because it makes her feel bad.
Oh, but we all say it.
Somewhere in this harangue, there is some decent advice.
Harangue?
One is that...
That's Latin for crotch.
I thought it was a Ted Nugent song.
That medication can affect this, as we mentioned before. 2 is that you need to talk to your girlfriend about it and try to decrease your anxiety and sort of take the focus off it and not be so concerned about it.
Okay.
You need to get medical evaluation just to make sure everything's okay. And then if everything is okay, begin to really evaluate what's going on here that may be disturbing you and causing you to have problems like that.
Okay.
I mean, is there something going on in this relationship?
Nothing really. We're just far apart. That's the only thing.
And is that causing you a lot of pain, or?
I haven't really thought about it.
Well, think about what's going on and what the intense, why perhaps there's an overly intense kind of an emotional.
Because he cheated on her.
Something.
How, Ray?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, you're right.
I know. You're 21 and you've been with this girl for 5 years.
Guilt.
A lot of things
Guilt.
to do it.
That's what happened to my penis.
Guilt got it?
Well, no, seriously. I was with a woman.
You have to have a conscience to be.
Please, I do,
And
Drew,
be with
and
more
you
than
know
one
it.
woman.
No, seriously. I was with a woman.
And she smelled.
It was a freak thing. Yeah, redhead. No. I was with a woman, and the following night, I was with another woman. And it was a very rare thing. I never did it before, and my penis would not... Yeah. And my penis went, I will not be a party to this. I think my penis is a woman. Is that possible, Drew? Could I have a female penis?
He's doubled over in laughter.
Drew's
He
doubled
doesn't
over in
know what
Ricky's
to say.
I'm not laughing. I'm just in disbelief. Can we check this out here?
Yeah, let's talk to Dave. Dave from Isla Vista, you're on LoveLine. Alicia Witt's our guest.
Hey, how's it going?
Fine.
Hey, you know what your thing was about the things in the arms?
Yeah,
what is that?
I went to a piercing place in San Francisco when I was there for Thanksgiving, and this guy took like ball bearings or something, and they were inserted in his arm, and there were all these like bumps in his arm, and
Right. Well, I read about it, and they did this like in ancient Japanese cultures. The mafia guys, when they
Yakuza.
Huh?
Yakuza.
Yeah. When they would go to jail, they
Is that
would cut
cancer?
open their dicks and they
Yakuza?
would put pearls inside of them.
What?
Yeah. Seriously, and then when the more years they were in or something, the more they would put in, and so they would have these bumps in their dicks, and they would heal up, like you
Well, it was you, Adam, that said it would be just a few more months before people start doing that?
Lord knows it's been going on for centuries
Evidently.
Well, if
you were only about 2,000 years late in your prediction.
If you're, see, and same with the Venus grommet, the love grommet, another one.
Right.
We brought that up yesterday. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
If you're gonna put bumps somewhere, you might as well put them in your penis.
Alicia?
Yeah. I suppose if you have to put bumps somewhere.
What kind of guys are you looking for? I mean, obviously we know that 2 out of 3 guys in this room would not be. But when you're out there, what are your
2 out of
criteria
3?
for men?
Oh, well, they have to have a brain in their heads. They don't have to be super, super intelligent, but they have to be able to carry on a conversation.
They have to have a job?
Yes. I'd have to say they do need to have a job. And they have to have a good sense of humor. And it's
Looks.
also difficult. What I do, it's a little bit hard to have a relationship, so they'd have to be understanding about that.
Right.
You're talking about the job or all the lesbian stuff?
Well, both. But mostly the long hours on the job.
Because I'm flexible. I mean, not in a bad way, but, you know.
Well.
Okay.
And double jointed, too.
And that would be another. Oh, yeah, you want to listen to me crack my knuckles?
Ooh,
There are all 10 of them.
Really?
I was going to crack my wrists for you, but I think whoops, there's one.
You could be in Circus of the
I couldn't crack
Stars.
the other one.
I can pass gas.
Would you like to do that for us?
Yeah, pull my finger. Let's talk to Sandy. Sandy from HB, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, Sandy, what's going on?
Okay, the thing is that when I was about 8 years old, I was out swimming one day, and a friend of mine showed me the water coming out, and like when you pass by, how it can basically masturbating with it, and or because you can orgasm with it.
Or like the tub thing.
Exactly.
You mean like the
Well, first, how I learned was through the pool. So I was 8 years old.
Right, they're like the jet coming back into the pool.
Exactly.
Okay. Boy, are you nebulous.
So then I was doing that for a while, and then when winter came along and I couldn't do it in the pool anymore, I figured out how to do it in the bathtub.
Okay.
So I was doing that for pretty often, and then when I was 16 years old, I lost my virginity. And
16?
And I've been with a couple guys, and I can't orgasm with anybody. Now, the thing is that I was kind of sexually abused when I was a little kid, and I don't know if it has anything to do with...
What happened?
Well, I don't know who it was, but I remember some guy picking me up, and I didn't have my panties on, and he had his dick out, and he was bouncing me around, and then he jacked off in front of me, and then somebody else was playing patty cake, and that was that.
How old were you at the time?
When that happened?
Yeah.
Probably like 4.
Is it possible that was just a fantasy that didn't actually happen, like a bad dream?
No, I know for a fact it did.
But you can't remember who the people were.
No, I know who one of them was.
Have you confronted them?
No, because if the only person who would know where they were would be my dad, and he'd probably kill them.
If you told them.
But you weren't penetrated or anything.
No.
Yeah, but I mean that kind of abuse. I mean, it's obviously terribly unpleasant and traumatic, but it sometimes can be tolerated without any serious consequences. So I mean, we don't have to imply that because you lived through that you must have some kind of dysfunction necessarily right now.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Do I have a mental block, or did I damage myself somehow?
No, you didn't damage yourself doing that stuff with the pool. Sandy, you need to understand that most women do not orgasm during sex, all right? Do you understand that? Okay, that's just the way it is.
Finally some truth. Finally talking
Due to the
sense.
fact of men.
No, just due to the way...
Oh, no, it's due to the fact of men.
Well, during intercourse, women are
Alicia.
not put together in such a way
That's right.
that it would be uncommon, not uncommon, but it'd be probably more common than not for women not to be able to have an orgasm during intercourse. It's certainly not all the time. That would be very common for them not to be able to do it all the time. That things like oral sex and other kinds of stimulation are usually required. Okay.
Because, I mean, the thing is that I do it for, after, in the beginning, you're really ultra-sensitive, and then after a while, you want it to last longer, so you kind of, get yourself to prolong it. And then you get used to it, and it lasts a lot longer, and then you can do it like 2 or 3 more times.
Could there have been some sort of natural erosion that took place because of all the water that she's pushed down there?
They got wrinkled?
No.
Well, you see those nature movies where the glacier goes, and then, like the Grand Canyon with the Colorado River, and after a course of years, it starts eroding away some of the sedimentary rock.
No alluvial fan theory here. Sorry.
Fine.
Sandy, you sound terribly normal. Don't worry about it.
Well, is it going to change?
It may not. You're going to have to find ways of dealing with it.
Sandy, I have an idea.
All right.
Now, let me just go on a limb here. When you hear that tub fire up, your ears perk up like a dog when he hears the can opener, right?
No, I don't do it anymore.
All right, here's what I think you should do. I think you should fire up the tub or even get a cassette of that. This would be, all right, here's a moneymaker now. Half the women who listen to the show masturbate in the tub, right? They call all the time. Am I right, Ricky?
It's not from the sound of the water, Adam.
I know, but they make that, it's a Pavlovian association. When they hear the water, they get excited.
Yeah, but every time a guy hears the sound of water, all he's going to do is piss in the bed.
All right, there's things to work out. I'm not saying it's totally worked out, but I'm saying you get a cassette. I market a cassette of the water going.
Okay.
That's not going to
right?
And then, you include some earplugs for the guy so he doesn't...
Right. We call them love plugs, though.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's wonderful.
There is already a love plug on the market, too.
Oh, it's a butt plug.
Oh, butt plug, sorry.
All right, another great idea. I hope people are listening. I hope the Popeil guy's listening.
Again, usually it takes about an hour and 20 minutes before I am overwhelmingly bursting with pride.
And that's usually when I start feeling the best.
Yes.
And keep on going, Adam.
Yes.
We got to let Alicia go.
We do.
Well, do you want to stay another 15 minutes with us?
Oh, sure, why not?
I mean, you don't have much of a social life.
Give us a good lesbian story. Just one quick one. Don't mention any names. But just give us, I mean, how do you know? How do you know she was? How do you know she was up for it?
Well, because she took out the mustard. And
See, now you're being all smart with us.
Okay.
Mustard just blows
And
everything.
she began squeezing it all over the place.
Mustard doesn't do it for me.
Did she work at the ballpark or something? I'm trying to work this into
No,
something.
she was just looking through her refrigerator.
You've got a good
She came up with
imagination to
some
make
olives.
mustard seem sexy. Let's talk to old Amber from Fresno. Amber, you're on with Alicia Witt.
Old Amber?
Old
What?
Amber? I didn't hear them say old Amber.
What'd you
He did.
say?
And I said moldy Amber.
Moldy Amber.
Right. What color's
She
your
did
hair?
golden Amber.
Huh?
What color's your hair?
Blonde?
All right.
No problem with hygiene there.
No.
Amber, what can we do for
Well
you?
trimmed.
Amber, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk to Dr. Drew.
Yes, right here.
Oh.
I think I'm still here.
Everybody wants to talk to Dr. Drew.
Amber, go ahead.
They'll still hear from us.
Well, I had a question about, I'd say about 3 weeks ago, I started having, this is a breast question,
Yeah.
fatigue in my breast.
The what?
Fatigue.
Fatigue?
I guess soreness.
Soreness, okay.
Yeah.
Fatigue is like tired, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like your breasts are tired.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word for
All right,
it.
so
Yeah.
you have tenderness.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I think the last 2 weeks they seem to be kind of hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering what a cause may be, or what could cause that, or
Is there any chance you're pregnant?
not that no.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Tell me what pretty sure means.
Well, sex would have to be involved.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't had sex?
So no.
You have not had sex.
I could be going out on a limb here, Drew.
Not when? When was the last time you had sex?
It's been some time.
Ever?
Huh?
Ever?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, she's not pregnant.
Are you on any medications?
No, I'm not any medication.
You haven't taken any cold
No
pills?
drugs,
or
nothing.
No cold pills or anything like that?
No, I'm healthy.
The women's boobs are an ever-changing process, aren't they? I mean, guys don't really have parts that change that much. You get a little gut as a guy. And I think your nuts start hanging a little lower as time goes on, too. But other than that, we stay about the same. Women's boobs are all over the place. One starts getting bigger, then they start sticking out, and they start going this way. Am I right, Alicia?
You're right about that.
What is that?
You
What-
lose weight, they shrink. You eat fatty foods one night, the next morning they're huge.
Right, it gets to be that
You
time
get
of the
your
month.
period,
They
they
start
get sore.
going and they get sore. Yeah,
Yes.
it's just God should have done a better job with boobs. Just slapped on a pair and said that's enough.
I think they're pretty good the way they are, actually.
Yours are. What do you got going there?
Oh, they're pretty wonderful.
Cup size.
They're perky, right?
38.
She's a firecracker.
38 double D. No.
Okay, don't toy with me.
It's
that
radio,
way.
man. Work it.
I just figured I'd stir your imagination a little bit.
All right, Drew, what do you got for
Amber,
Amber?
nothing really jumps out as a probable problem here. I mean, is there anything else you can tell me? What's associated with this, or are you noticing any other symptoms at all?
I don't know. It's in the upper area, kind of by my underarm, which is more hard.
Both sides.
Both sides.
The same, but not actually on the underarm itself.
No, not under the arm.
Just up in the upper outer quadrant area.
Yeah.
And has it ever happened like this before?
No, never.
Does it feel like it's just grown suddenly?
That's a
I mean,
possibility.
it's possible there's growth until you're 21, and it's a possibility.
So I'm still growing.
I mean, it sounds to me more like the kind of thing I'm used to hearing people complain of from birth control pills and that sort of thing. But you're not on anything.
No,
right?
nothing.
So it's
Have you
hard.
gained any weight lately?
Some weight, yeah, actually.
That's another possibility.
That could be what it is.
Sure.
Yeah, because your boobs.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice. That's God saying, we put a few weights on. Let's give you a little something extra so the guys keep coming around.
That could be.
Is that anything that's God's
Yeah,
plan?
I think it is.
Yeah. The butt's getting a little bigger. Let's give it a little something
Well,
up
actually,
top.
that's the first thing to grow, though, if you're gaining weight.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
That's
But you
what
can't just stop it there, can you? Just say, you're just
No.
eating enough to get your breasts
No.
bigger. Stop before it hits the
First
butt.
hits your breasts the first few weeks after you've gained the weight, and then it starts gaining in your hips and your stomach and your thighs.
Is there any kind of like, orthopedic support panties or something that one could wear?
What are you getting at?
I'm
kinda
saying
squeeze
if you could
everything
squeeze the
upwards?
blood from getting in there, if you could like keep it packed in, maybe it would just stay up top.
You can keep liposuctioning everything, so that's all that's left.
Well, then you'd also lose all sensations down there, and that would.
All right, I'm going to work this one out too, my orthopedic panties.
We got more. Sorry.
LoveLine. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
LoveLine.
We'll be right back.
You are listening to LoveLine. We got a good week upcoming on LoveLine. Tomorrow night, he's got his own comic book out now. He's a great singer. Glenn Danzig. Glenn Danzig's going to be on LoveLine. And who better to bring in the holiday season than Glenn Danzig?
That's the first name that comes to mind.
What, Danzig?
Yes.
Do your Danzig imitation.
Dun 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 dun. I dance.
She's getting tired, isn't she?
She's getting punchy.
God. Glenn Danzig's going to be a guest, which is going to be real cool. But he's also going to be talking. He's got a new comic book. He's doing some comic books. And from what I've heard, I haven't read this comic book, but everybody says it's actually a very, very good comic book. So we'll talk to Glenn and talk about his music tomorrow. But Alicia Witt is our guest. Did I say something wrong?
No.
I keep on wanting to say Alicia DeWitt. And your mother was on Three's Company? This is Christina from Hacienda Heights. Christina, you're on LoveLine.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you, Alicia?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. And you're doing pretty well against them, too. I mean, they can be a handful.
Especially since there's three.
I'm barely a handful.
I'm trying my
believe me.
hardest.
That's just fine. I'm talking about you and Adam.
Mouthful.
Riki. Well, anyways, I had the question I wanted to ask you is how was it working with David Lynch when you were on Twin Peaks? I know it was brief, and you played the piano-playing daughter of Ray
That's
Wise,
right. That's right.
He is so handsome.
David Lynch?
No, Ray Wise.
Oh, Ray Wise.
For an older man.
Yes, he really
Very
is.
handsome.
He's very handsome.
Which character was he?
He played Leland Palmer, who was Laura Palmer's father.
Leland, yeah.
Yeah.
Could that be the older guy you were talking about dating at the top of the show?
See, I
not
wasn't even going to ask that.
You didn't date that midget on the show, did you?
I never saw Twin Peaks.
Well, I don't know if you could call it dating, but
Okay, so
Little
no,
trailer.
it was great. It was really great. Actually, I worked with David Lynch when I was 7 for the first time in Dune.
Oh, you were in Dune?
In Dune, I was the little girl that killed the Baron.
Oh, I saw you in that. That movie sucked.
Hey, Rick.
That movie was horrible.
Really? You
that
think
movie
so?
was, but you had, didn't you have to wear these weird things on your eyes?
I didn't wear anything on my eyes. Actually, one of the executive producers attempted to use blue dye in her eyes to try it out, and she almost went blind. So they ended up individually on each frame in that movie.
But you were like a
coloring
trippy little girl in that movie.
I was a girl who had been imbued in the womb with all this knowledge.
Right.
Of
That movie
millions
was
of lives
crap.
before.
That was horrible.
Well,
movie.
You really
it was
thought so?
Sting.
What?
Wasn't it with Sting?
Yes, it was with
I
Sting.
hate him. He's like my nemesis, man. He follows me around. I hate him.
Really?
No,
How
I
so?
mean in my mind.
Oh, in your mind.
I just spit. Sorry. Is it bad for me to spit on the gas?
No, Sting is great too. And then I worked with David again in Hotel
Tell
Room.
us some other movies you did.
HBO.
Didn't see that. Tell us some other things you did.
Well, I was in Bodies Rest in Motion.
Didn't see that.
That's right. You were the daughter of that man.
The tall guy who was deaf.
Yeah.
Tim Roth went to his house.
I should ask Christina. What else has Alicia been in, Christina?
Well, I just remember her from Twin Peaks because I loved the closing. I don't know how many times it had aired or you had been on, but when the closing credits were rolling, you were just sitting at a piano in a pink fluffy dress with a tiara on or something.
That's right.
I got a question for Christina.
Wow, you have a really good memory.
Christina.
Thank you.
She's a psycho fan.
I have every episode recorded.
Christina.
Wow.
Christina. Who was the lesbian she was with?
I don't know.
You don't know that one?
Christina, have you ever been with a woman?
No.
But you would be with Alicia, wouldn't you?
No.
Seriously.
Liar.
Really, wouldn't you?
No.
Then we don't want to talk to you. Let's talk to Steve from Ventura. Steve, you're on LoveLine with Alicia Witt.
How's it going?
Good,
Great.
Steve.
How are you?
All right. Doing a little better. I
little
got
better.
a love problem with my wife, and it's been going on for a while. We kind of go back and forth, and I've been the one to try and, like, always hold it together. And we've been apart since, like, September. And we're just starting to, like, talk again.
What caused the breakup? What's going on?
Well, I don't know. I think it stems back to, like, my previous marriage. Like, right out of high school, I had a child, and her and my daughter get along really good, but she's always, like, resented the fact that she didn't have any kids.
Did you begin to try to have children with your present wife?
Well, she got pregnant after we got married a couple of years ago, and then she had a miscarriage.
Right.
And after that, she just decided that, or she tried to tell me that she wasn't ready for it, and she wanted to wait till we were doing better and all this stuff.
Well,
And
so
now,
wait, so you're already having problems?
what's that?
Wait, you were doing better financially, you mean, or doing better?
Right.
Okay.
Right. She had a lot of things that bothered her, and now I'm finding out that she really does want to have a family, and that it just kind of bummed her out that we weren't ready for it, and it got to the point where she started denying it, saying that she didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, what my question is we're starting to talk in the last couple of days, and we're talking about getting together next Sunday.
but she's also talking about moving next summer, and there's really no promise about getting back together, and I'm just wondering if I'm kind of like boning myself through this whole thing and fooling myself that anything's going to work.
You really want to get back together with her?
I do. I mean, we get along great. We really do. She's been totally unhappy since we split up, and I've been the same way. And
All right. Well, Steve, forget about her threatening to move next summer because that's a good ways off.
right.
So let's just concentrate on the present.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think you have to communicate with her. Will she go into counseling with you?
Well, we went to counseling, and it was just kind of like a one-time thing where I was the one really trying to get her there, and she went willingly, and then she just pretty much didn't take any advice. She just
What was the advice then?
Well, the advice was that she needed to have a little bit more realistic expectations of me, and she needed to stop expecting me to be her father.
That's a real common kind of a thing in couples.
Oh, it's straight out of a book.
Yeah.
You know?
Was this a counselor, therapist that you went and found, or someone that you'd been seeing?
No, I just picked one out. And
Because sometimes they can feel like it's a conspiracy type thing.
Exactly.
Especially if it's a guy and it's someone you've been seeing for a while. They think they're getting ganged up on.
I try to keep a real open mind about it, so I wanted to get a woman so that she wouldn't feel teamed up against, and it would kind of be like...
Right, and also in case any kind of weird sexual thing goes down, I mean, you're there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, cover your bases, I think is what
Dude,
Steve's saying.
what's the longest amount of time you've been without a relationship, period?
Oh, I've gone a while. I mean...
Maybe you need to spend some time, and maybe you just want to just get back together with us just so you don't feel bummed out about being alone.
No, it's just the reason that I want to get back together is because I see something that should not split, and I've been reading a couple books on solution. I don't know what you call it, solution therapy and all that.
Yeah.
And it's just pretty much saying that most marriages can be salvaged, and because people tend to let go, they just die off.
Right, they don't stay. Really, it's a level of commitment and willing to work and struggle, and which any relationship is requires a lot of dynamics, a lot of process maintenance. And it's interesting, I'm sure you read about the fact that it is a common thing for women to be very angry and disappointed with their husbands when they are not their father.
Exactly.
When they don't precisely become the father, and it's not a good foundation for a relationship. She really has to work on that. And if she's going to go out and start looking for her father, she's going to be very disturbed. She's going to have a very unhappy relationship if she does find somebody that...
Do I just let her cruise and find out, or...
No, I think it's reasonable. You sound like you are fairly well put together, and you have an idea that you want to try to salvage this relationship, and it's somebody you really care about, and you ought to make an effort. And but I do think you have a sense that also that you need some professional assistance with this. And you should get that.
You have to make sure she has the same level of commitment. I mean, if she wants to do it, then work on it with her, and if she doesn't, then you can't really change her mind, and you have to move on.
I think she's afraid to get her hopes up, to try and put anything into it for the fact that it might disappoint.
She also doesn't want to give up the fantasy of trying to find her father.
All right, but Steve, our hour's coming to an end here. So try to get her back into therapy and make sure it's someone she's comfortable with.
Did you want to say something, Alicia?
I was just going to say maybe they should try a different therapist. Because
a chick,
it sounds like, well,
someone a little leggier, maybe?
Maybe.
When do you just say, when do you just figure out, hey, this doesn't work?
Well, it sounds like he really, really, really wants to try. It doesn't
But
sound
there's
like
always
he's ready to
one
give it up
person that
yet.
usually really, really, really wants to try.
Well, judging from what he's saying, we didn't talk to her, but it sounds like she does too.
He doesn't sound unrealistic like a lot of people we have going, well, I parked out in front of her house all night.
She's been with somebody else for 2 years, but I know she must still love me deep down.
I'll die without her. I can't live without her.
He sounded realistic, and he sounded sincere, so we're
So
telling
maybe
him to
she's just a little
give it
bit
a try.
confused right now. That's a possibility.
We're going to let you go in a couple minutes. What are you doing for the holidays?
Well, I'm going to Massachusetts
I asked
with
you
my
this already.
family,
Right.
and I'm going to spend about 2 weeks there. I'm going to eat lots of lobster dinners. That's the one thing I miss more than anything about that
You can't
place.
get good lobster in Worcester, though, can you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They come from Maine, and
Right,
they're
you have
so
to go out to
fresh.
Boston. In Worcester, they have good lobster.
Oh, yeah. In Worcester, they have great lobsters at amazing prices. You can get a twin lobster dinner with mashed potatoes for $9.99.
I can get that at Sizzler.
Does that come with a beverage?
No, not like
That's
this.
a red lobster
Yeah,
tail.
yeah.
These are whole, fresh lobsters,
the big
just
claws.
freshly killed.
But do they have Malibu chicken?
Langostinos?
No.
Langostino is basically crabs that comes off the genital area. Call it langostino.
it.
Well, you can look and see Alicia on Sybil
Mm-hmm.
and on 4 Rooms, which will be at Christmas.
That's right.
And the scene that you were in, because it's 4 movies, 4 Rooms.
Yes,
Was
4
the-
different vignettes.
Who directed the one you were in?
Alison Anders.
She's great.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Mi Vida Loca.
And Gas Food Lodging, which was a great movie.
Sure it was. Okay.
It really was. It's a wonderful movie.
And thank you very much for being our guest.
Thank you very much. I
Have a
really
good
had a
holidays.
blast. You too.
And when you want to come back and tell us more about your lesbian relationships, this is the place.
Okay, very good.
We've got more.
Love, look, you go ahead. LoveLine, it will be right. LoveLine, jeez,
Sorry, but we don't have that kind of time. LoveLine will be right back.
Hey, we said that.
Yeah, you did.
I want to thank Alicia Witt for being our guest on Loveline. Of course, you can catch her on Sybil, CBS, 8 o'clock Sundays. And thank Diamond Limo for driving Sybil down here. And made me say it, Drew.
Drew's got an axe to grind.
Grind that axe, Drew.
Come on, Drew.
I won't do it.
Come on, Drew.
Grind it.
Oh, Diamond Limo.
I got an email from Fruity69. The guy had sex with a girl. She didn't stop bleeding for 2 hours. Is this normal, Dr. Drew?
I didn't hear it. Did what?
He had sex with a girl and she didn't stop bleeding for 2 hours.
That's not normal. I mean, that's dysfunctional bleeding, but it can happen. I mean, it doesn't mean there's something seriously wrong with her necessarily. But, you know, again, this is the kind of thing that it's like, I don't know how to analogize this, but you know, it's asking me something about which there's not enough information to really make a comment. There are lots of things that can do that. Some of them are important, some of them are not so important. Need to get these things checked out when they happen.
Let's talk to Dawn from Isla Vista. Dawn, you're on Loveline.
Hi, how are you this afternoon? Or evening, I should say. Okay, anyways, I've been going up with this guy for about 6 months or so, and we just started hanging out with his friends, and I've been having sexual dreams about his friends. And it's kind of sort of affecting my relationship with my boyfriend because all I can do is think about the dreams. So I really don't know what to do.
How long have you been with your boyfriend?
About 6 months.
How's that relationship going?
It's going
fantastic.
It's going good, huh? It's going good,
But you're obsessing over his friends.
Yeah.
How good?
Dreaming
honestly,
at night or daydreaming?
I'm dreaming at night.
but not obsessed or preoccupied about him.
No.
What are they doing to you in the dreams?
Well, basically, we're having sex.
You and just the boyfriend's friend.
Yes.
Now,
Would you do it if the guy really came on to you?
I don't know.
I don't know is a yes.
Yes, and yes is, what is yes?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, yes
Hell
is,
yes. F yeah.
Yes is already did it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh okay. All right. I'm down with that. All right. So Don, you gotta. Let's admit. Let's call a spade a spade. You have. You're taking a liking to this guy. You're
Well,
attracted to him.
It's all because of the dreams. I mean, I wouldn't have thought about
But
it.
what do you think started the dreams? Do you think the little dream genie swung by the pad and sprinkled
dude,
this into your
no,
ears?
No. Dreams, you'll dream about just weird stuff sometimes, about having sex with weird people. You'll wake up in the morning. I remember I went through this phase. Don't ask me why, okay? But I went through a phase for like 3 days where I thought Shelley Long was so hot. And then all of a sudden it was like, dude, what's up? She's not that hot.
Because you had a dream about her?
Yeah.
Oh, that launched the phase?
Yeah. And then it goes away.
Okay, because I did that with Dick Sargent, so that's normal?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, good. Listen, Don.
Yes?
Yeah, what Ricky's saying is right, but if you're having dreams about him repetitively, are you doing that? You have more than one dream about this guy?
It's been about 5 dreams so far.
Okay, that's a lot.
I think we can't tell you what the truth is or isn't here. All we can say is listen to your feelings. Maybe they'll settle down. Maybe
Don't
they
sleep
won't.
with your best friend's
Don't act
your
on them until
boyfriend's
you're
best
until you're
friend.
clear on what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a sign that something is sort of not going as well in your relationship as you think.
Well,
maybe you really are attracted to this guy. Maybe it's just some
It's
fanciful.
okay to be attracted.
Oh yeah, maybe it's some fanciful dream you're having, and that's just the way it is. I don't think we can answer this.
But don't obsess because you're going to be in the heat of passion with your boyfriend, and this guy's name is going to slip out.
And then you're going to ruin the friendship. You're going to ruin everything. Let's talk to Michaela. Michaela from Denver.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I just had a comment for you, Riki.
Yes.
There's actually I'm not wondering if you heard of the pierce called a Madison.
What is it? Because I think I know what you're talking about.
It's right above the collarbone. Right?
Yeah, let me. You know what? There's a girl named Madison that had. Do you know Madison?
No.
Oh, she does like some porno films.
Oh,
She's cool.
really?
I know Madison. Yeah, she's got one of those.
Oh yeah.
She's
Okay.
got one of those, and I've seen other people that have them. Okay, let me just tell you something. Okay, I am not the most conservative person in the world. I like a lot of piercings on certain people. I think they look really sexy at times. The neck thing is the freakiest thing. I know a guy in New York that's got it. Okay, and what it is it's like right by your throat.
Yeah, I have.
And imagine.
You have one? You have one?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, well, tell me if I'm explaining it correctly, Michaela.
Okay.
You take where your throat is, right? About, let's say about an inch and a half apart. You put 2 holes, and then they can put like something, like he had this round plastic thing in there. And then I've also seen people have a barbell in it. I don't know what that...
I have, it's actually a curved barbell. There's not an inch and a half space, I'd say. It's just about the size of like,
3/4 of an
How
inch?
much is that? Like about an inch, maybe?
Are you making fun of my penis?
No.
Oh my God.
How much space?
You know what?
It's about the width of your index finger.
I've seen it.
Barbell, and you just see a
Michaela, I've seen them before. To me, okay, this is my opinion, okay? To me, I think they're one of the most, and don't take this as an insult, most unattractive piercings I ever see, because every time I see one, all I can think of is just ripping it through your neck.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I'm worried like that. Or just catching it on your sweater or stuff like that. And I like piercings.
But I mean, you could say that about a nipple piercing. You could say that about a lip.
Hey, I used to, before I had my nose pierced, I used to think that all the time.
That it would get caught in your sweater.
But yeah, or stuff like, hey, what happens if somebody grabs it, or what happens? Which at shows sometimes that stuff can happen. You know, but some people, I mean, do people find it? I mean, I'm sure some people think it's attractive. Do you dig it?
I'm sorry?
Do you dig it?
Yeah, I like it.
How'd they do it?
I like it.
How'd they do it, Michaela?
How'd they do it? They took tongs, and they pulled it out. First he measured it out so it'd be nice and center. Pulled out and just shoved a needle through it, and then the ball through it.
As you might expect, as people are doing more and more of this, at least certainly as I would expect, we're starting to see more complications, bleeding, infections, serious medical problems from these damn piercings. I mean,
no, I actually, the place where I go, it's extremely sterile.
I understand it is, but it's not these are not surgeons.
Yeah.
And surgeons wouldn't be inclined to do this because it's too scary for them, believe me.
Can you smoke through it?
No.
Did you do this without any anesthetic?
Did I do it without anesthetic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that part of the whole...
You know, just so you know, Drew, just so you know, I want to tell you this, that most of the reputable piercers, i.e. the Gauntlet, for example, which are the Gauntlets in New York, they're in San Francisco, and they're in West Hollywood.
Yeah.
There's also another place in San Francisco that I went to when I was there called Gargoyle. And any of the good piercers, what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to make it so they have to be certified.
Right.
Because let me tell you something. You've got to do like 4,000 hours to become a hairdresser.
Yeah, I know.
But anybody can pick up can tattoo people.
Pick up a
and
spear.
Anybody can go. You go down to the Venice Beach Boardwalk, and it's like, hey, and I mean, there are some good places, I'm sure, on Venice. But, you know, anybody can pierce. And that ain't right. They should do some certification. The people that are against the certification are the people that are like, today we're doing piercings, tomorrow tattoos. Come by next week and we will be doing whatever.
At Pooh's House of Piercing and Apparel. Hey, I'm telling you, this is my theory. I think everyone's gone nuts. I think there's this kind of one-upmanship thing that's going on. Like, hey, you got your ear pierced. I'm going to get my nose pierced. I'm going to get my tongue pierced. I'm going to get my nipple pierced.
Both of you guys are not. You're both wrong.
Come on. People are mutilating themselves.
No.
Yes, you know what you do? You gotta earn a personality. You can't put a hole in yourself and buy a personality.
No, maybe Michaela is so sure of herself that she treats her body like, hey, you go to your
like
house.
A pincushion?
You go to your house and you say, oh, I want to hang a painting on the wall. I say, hey, Michaela wants to stick something through her throat. I don't find it very attractive, but Michaela likes, and that's what she wants to do. Or somebody else wants to go, you want to paint your car. Well, somebody else wants to get a tattoo. They want to get some art on themselves. They look at it as adorning
I think
themselves.
you're trying to convince people. of something that you should be convincing yourself
Okay,
of.
what am I trying to convince people of?
Yeah, what am I trying to convince?
What if I'm tattooed and I'm pierced, so what am I trying to convince people of?
What am I trying to convince?
Well, we don't have enough time for you.
Well, you're a nutcase. We all think that, Michaela.
You're creating an image.
This is just the way I am.
But this is the way
I
you
like
want to be
tattoos.
perceived. But you want to be perceived in
No.
a certain way.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I don't know. Why? What is it then?
I don't know.
Drew, would you
Let's
back
pick
me
on
up to
Michaela.
sitting there like a stump?
I will back you up, but let me just, I think, and I still believe that the more aggressive kind of piercing is usually a way of kind of mastering some kind of violence or some kind of trauma that was perpetrated against you when you were younger. For instance, I think Michaela's got a pretty aggressive pierce. I would expect that Michaela might have a history of sexual abuse or physical abuse, something like that. Is that accurate?
I don't know if I really want to talk about that.
Well, okay, so
yes.
Yeah, it'd be a yes, and that is typical of people. Look, that's typical of people that have aggressive piercings. I'm not saying because you have a nose pierce or a funny lip pierce, some of you necessarily have gone through that, but if you have a genital pierce, if you have a neck pierce, if you have a bizarre piercing, is in my experience almost always associated with heavy childhood trauma. And people I've talked to about this are usually trying to master that thing which was so terrifying to them as a child by doing it to themselves. I can master it and do it to myself now, and nobody can perpetrate this against me anymore because now I do it to myself. And nothing could be more dysfunctional than that. It's not how you solve those kinds of problems.
I really don't think that's it, though. I honestly don't.
And there are some people that just like to adorn.
I think it's more of an aesthetics thing.
Well,
for some people, I agree with
I can only
Michaela.
tell you that it's not an accident that I could predict that you're a survivor of abuse.
But everybody that we talk to has almost been abused, Drew.
No.
But putting a hook through your Adam's apple, how's that an aesthetic thing?
No, it's not. It's not an Adam's apple. It's right. It's right.
It's through your throat, though. It's pretty hardcore looking. I've seen him.
Is it so people can lead you? Can they lead you around by
You
it?
can rip your throat out.
It's a
You
barbell.
can put like a leash on it.
No, it's just like right here. It's
No, I
like
don't
these
want-
little things sticking out. It's pretty gnarly.
I'm telling you, the press-on idea is one of my more brilliant ones.
press-on studs?
Lead press-on barbells, hoops, whatever. You just press it on there.
Hey, our producer Ann, do you still have your navel pierced? You like it? Yeah, your husband likes
I
it.
do have a navel pierced.
Yeah, so does our producer. Do you have your gig pierced?
My what?
Gig?
No.
Your flaps?
No.
She didn't understand gig, but she understand flaps. Okay, thanks for thanks for sharing with us, Michaela. And we will be back.
LoveLine will be right back.
Speak of the music in the background. Very good. I see.
Danzig. Is that what that is? Oh, who is this?
It is Danzig. Very
Oh, it
good.
is.
This
Oh,
is an
thank
awesome song too. Good. I'm glad we get to play some music tomorrow too. This is a great song. Danzig is going to be our guest on LoveLine tomorrow night. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about the things that Danzig puts on his tree. Have a very Danzig Christmas. That'll be funny. I can picture Glenn Danzig's Christmas tree.
But maybe
With,
guys
like Jesus on an upside down cross on the top or something. And he's got a comic book coming out. He's going to be doing a big comic book signing up at Golden Apple Comic Books coming up in West Hollywood. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the holidays and stuff with Danzig tomorrow, which will be fun. What,
seems
Adam?
like I was going to say maybe guys like that don't bring it home. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying it's a put on, but what I'm saying is sometimes you're surprised to find out these guys are real normal in their family lives
Glenn
and stuff
Danzig
like that.
is Glenn Danzig.
He's a weirdo at home?
No,
then?
he's not a weird guy. Glenn Danzig's very cool. And you, because I know you're a boxer, he's like really into kickboxing too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
just
got
trying to
lots
get
of
my ass
stuff.
kicked
And
by
we'll
Rockstar
take your
tomorrow
call.
night.
We'll take all your calls tomorrow. Let me give you the address if you want to write to us. It's LoveLine, P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078. Let's take this call really quick. Let's talk to Teresa from San Jose.
Hello.
Hey, Teresa.
How you doing? How are you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Good. We gotta be real quick.
Okay, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When you're intoxicated, do you tend more to be honest or more to fabricate? I mean, is there anything?
You tend to be de-repressed in terms of the saying things you might not have otherwise said, but it changes your personality, it changes your judgment. I mean, you're under the influence of drugs. What you're doing and saying may have no relation to what you really feel.
Did some rotted guy tell you he loved you?
No, just someone who I hadn't seen in a long time, basically.
Told you they always loved you?
Yeah.
We don't really manufacture it. You just let it out.
Yeah.
Well, but sometimes
Yeah, but
you distort and
call
manufacture
girls
it too.
like if you're all rotted and drunk and say, "I love you, come over."
Well, he doesn't live anywhere nearby. He lives, like in Alaska.
I love you. Get on a plane. I love you.
And
I love you.
I hadn't talked to him in a year and a half, and he just brought it up, and now he doesn't remember it. So I just didn't know.
Oh, how convenient.
No, it's not-
Exactly.
He
well,
remembers.
Not necessarily.
He doesn't. He was drunk. He doesn't remember.
He's
Yeah, but
alcoholic
you
and blacking
still.
out.
I've been really loaded. I mean, I've slept in alleys. I've vomited all in an ice maker in Tijuana.
We're proud
It
of
was
you.
a classic one, and then fell asleep in the alley. I remember vomiting in the ice maker in Tijuana. I remember the cop waking me up in the alley.
Wait, are you saying there's no
But
such
you
thing
tell
as a
the cop you
blackout?
loved him?
Oh no, there's blackouts.
Right.
I'm saying
It means
I
you were
think
abused as a child.
my
You threw up in an ice maker.
My grandfather owned a still. I think what it is he's being very, very convenient about
Possibly.
this. He knew what he was
What's
doing.
it called? Selected memory or
Selective
something?
memory.
Selective.
Possibly. He may
selective
also be an
junk
alcoholic,
memory.
have been blacked out, and have been.
I brought it up, but he just kind of avoids it.
Either way,
I'll give him a drink. Bring it up again.
he loved you. And you know you can always get some as long as you got a six-pack.
Okay.
He's in Alaska. There's nothing else to do. Isn't that the place that's all men in Alaska?
Yeah.
Wow.
North to Alaska.
We're done. We're out of here.
We're so done. Thanks for being a part of tonight's show. Remember, tomorrow night, Glenn Danzig. Wednesday night, the Girls of Hooters. And Thursday night will be...
The guys of Hooters. Who?
Nobody.
Nobody.
We're just going to ring in the holidays.
But we always have kick-ass shows when we have no guests.
Woo! Ow!
I thought I'd fake some enthusiasm for a change.
You have been listening to Loveline. The opinions expressed by Riki Rackman, Dr. Drew, Adam Carolla, or anybody else on this program are not necessarily anyone's. Loveline producer, Ann Wilkins.